My name is Sheryl Stumbaugh, and I live in Oakland County, Michigan. I am a clinical licensed social worker, and I currently work at the Ann Arbor Center for Independent Living in the Information and Referral Department. I have previously worked as a clinical social worker for Beaumont Center for Exceptional Families. Um, and I utilize a service dog, a power chair. Well, inclusion has meant different things to me throughout my life. Um, when I was a child, inclusion meant that I was able to go to the same schools as my peers and my siblings and play in the same playground and sports. As an adult, inclusion means to me that I get to live where I want to live, do what I want to do, and have the supports to do those things as well. Um, I would say um, when you're thinking about inclusion, think about yourself and your loved ones. The disability community is the largest minority group, and what makes us even more unique is that you can join us at any time. So when you're thinking of an issue or an issue is brought to you and you feel like it doesn't affect you or your constituents, think about those two facts. In fact, 80% of people that were born what is considered typical will join the disability community at one point in their life, either due to illness, an accident, or aging. One other thing that I want them to think about, besides the fact that they could join us at any time, is to ask themselves, should I should I fund this or is this needed? Ask yourself, if the supports you had in place weren't there, what would you want for yourself? So, for example, currently there is no in-home help for people with just Medicare. You can only get in-home help if you have Medicaid, and not all people qualify for Medicaid. So oftentimes they get forced into a nursing home, even though they don't require a nursing home level of care. Freedom to Work Medicaid got signed into law in 2009. It was the best day of my life. Granholm signed it in, and it was the first time someone like myself with a physical disability could become ineligible for a financial SSI payment but maintain my Medicaid, which is what I needed so that I could get to work and get someone to get me out of bed. And they did an amendment in 2015 and increased the unearned income amount. But now it's time for legislators to come up with another amendment, because right now the current bill states you can only work and receive Freedom to Work Medicaid until 64. And for me, that's 15 years away. I don't know about them, but my retirement age isn't even until 72. So I need to be able to maintain that Medicaid eligibility. So I think that the age requirement should go away, and simply, if you're working, you're entitled to Freedom to Work Medicaid. I do feel very included in my community, and but I have struggled and had to fight to be able to stay in that community, partly because of lack of accessible housing, as well as complexes and uh, property owners that will not accept Section 8. And so oftentimes they will say, well, you should move here or there, and because they have Section 8 available. I won't do that because I grew up in my community and my community supports me. They know me. And being in the community where I'm known actually saves taxpayers money because I have natural supports. If I was to move out of that community, I would need a lot more paid supports. So I don't want to, and I've had 2 occasions where I have almost been forced out of my community. Well, the first thing I would say is before you can talk about inclusion, you got to live inclusion. So get out there. Let people know who you are, what you're doing, what you like, your likes, dislikes. Just go introduce yourself. Join a church group or join a softball group. Even if you physically can't do the activity, see if you can be a coach or mentor to that team, because the more you're known in the community, the more people are going to rally around you. And try to do something that you're really passionate about. So for me, I was really passionate about adaptive sports. And so I found an adaptive sports group in my area, and that opened up a whole new world because then I met other people with disabilities, which I felt like I was lacking after leaving the school system. And they introduced me to the disability movement and how my voice could be used to enhance things for the next generation of people with disabilities.